know what time it is. Marvin Devine, Huber, Axel, and you know how we do. Yeah, I got the juice. Big game cool, make them look like cool. Always play it cool, that's the biggest rule. Forget what they doing, keep on doing. I've been making loot since like 22. Ask me how I made it right here in the booth. I'm always pursued cause of what I pursue. That's greatness, yeah, I gotta make it, I got things to lose. Boy, wanna get in my crew, but you can't get in my crew. Me, XL, and Huber, way too fireable. When this joint drop, better call the troops. And when you hear the drop, better raise the roof. Better raise the roof. You already know what happens when we link up. Let's go. Yeah.
All these brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep waves by my side. CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. Cold, these brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep waves by my side. CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. Ride or die, 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 ride or die. Cold, these brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep waves by my side. CJ Ike, now I gotta ride or die.
Y'all ready for this? Yeah.
This is the Lisa Baxter Show, giving you the 411 in the kidney one. My girl, and say, this is. Oh, there you go. This is your great Agatha. Supposed to be on the family show, the surviving family. Why would you leave me? Why wouldn't you not let me on? You think I don't know who you are? Oh, I'm taking numbers and I'm taking names. You think I don't know, but I know. Oh, no, I know. I know that you know that I know that you know. And I know, all right? You know I had 5 transplants. Been on dialysis 3 times. You was just scared I would steal the show. Oh, yes, I'm a survivor. I ain't 120 for nothing. That's right, and I still look good. All right, but I am taking names and numbers. You know Lisa is my favorite. That's my girl. She would never leave me out. So I know it was one of y'all. So get ready, y'all. I'm on the path. I am on the path. And you know why, right? Because this is the Lisa Baxter Show, giving you, I can come out of it, giving you the 411 in the kidney world. Hi, y'all, and how you doing? Happy Pentecost Sunday. That's right. Happy Sunday to you, and especially you. Okay, let me give you your scripture. Okay, Shando Kobo Yarabashaya. Okay, okay. Now, excuse me. Okay. Well, they were all on one accord. I'm gonna just rephrase it for you. They were all on one accord in one room, and the Holy Ghost came in there and went through like a rushing mighty wind. It just blew in, and it sat on all of them, and it filled all of them with the Holy Spirit. Okay, I wanted you to know that because that was Acts 2:1 and 2. I was trying to read and I couldn't see it, so I went there like that. How about that? Okay, yeah, but you get the picture. Look it up, read it for yourself. Well, anyway, I got a wonderful, excellent, fantabulous guest for the show tonight. Let me just read a little bit of something about this woman. All right. Her name is Enid Knight. She's a chronic care manager, a chronic care specialist. She has won awards for her community work and what she do for others. She has started a program that shut down diabetes. I'm going to let her tell her whole story, all of what she do, how she do it, how she started it, and the whole shabangy shabooey. All right, you guys get ready. I want you to welcome Enid Knight to the Lisa Baxter Show. Woo woo!
That's really some entertainment there, Lisa. I need to say thank you for having me. This is really important, and I'm glad that you are doing this show to inform people. I like that you said I'm a specialist, which I'm not. I am just special at what I do, and I give thanks that I'm able to do it.
I love it. I love it already. Come on here. Well, it takes teamwork to make the dream work. And Jared A. Brown and Nurse Steve Belcher, it takes all of us and so many
Yeah.
others just to get this thing going. And people and guests like you, so I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you decided to do it. We played with this date for over a year, and I finally got you. So I'm very happy and glad. Now, you're going to break down what you do, or you tell us. Now, what was you doing before you exactly did that, or you just always did what you were doing? What was your job before?
This is something that I've been doing for years. This is
All right. If that was your only job for, okay. I mean, that's good.
Yeah,
Some people
I've
keep
always-
one.
Okay, so I've always been in healthcare in some form. I've worked in substance abuse at one time as well, but yeah, this is my passion. My grandmother was a midwife, so healthcare was always important, whether it was allopathic or alternative. I call it complementary therapy today. But I kind of deal with what we call chronic conditions.
For the family, huh?
Yeah, it does. It does. It does. My
I
aunts
know
and
Cheryl Anthony told me about you.
yeah, okay. My aunt's a nurse. My grandmother was a lay midwife. She was an herbalist. So I've got a background in holistic healthcare for a long time. But presently I work with
Wow.
a community healthcare center, and I do something called chronic care management coaching. And basically, when we think about health conditions, we think chronically, those are long lasting conditions. They don't just go away. They're there for more than 3 months. And so I actually communicate with or interview the patients or the clients and help the health professional, their provider, work on better outcomes for them. Because one of the things you think about within the communities of color, we wait to the last minute to comply. So we need a little extra push to be able to be on point. And a lot of times, as health coaches and chronic care managers, we fill in the gaps for the provider because they're not hearing the whole story. So when we think about compliance and changing your lifestyle, a lot of times there's another component to why. So when we think about the care coordination, I want to just share with you some of the conditions that are actually out here that we need to look at. And there are about 7 of them that are the most common, which is heart disease and hypertension, cancer, lung disease, which will include asthma and COPD, diabetes, and of course, kidney disease, stroke, and Alzheimer's. So these are some of the things that most chronic care and health coaches deal with. Mine happens to be basically diabetes, but I deal with the others as well. And motivational interviewing with a patient or a client is important because they don't know where they are. And if you don't know where you are, you don't know how to work on the outcome. And that's the thing. We want you to get to a goal, so those are some of the things that I do, sharing with people where they are. This is what your doctor is saying. A lot of times they sit with the doctor and they forget what's being said. They forget. And they go out and they'll say, okay, am I supposed to get my medicine? Am I supposed to check my glucose? Will you come to me? And we work on a plan basically to be able to do that. I'm going to say this, Lisa, that this work is, it's a lot of work, and you've got to have empathy to do it because you can get frustrated because sometimes people don't get it and everybody doesn't learn at the same level. So you have to be able to not only be knowledgeable, but have empathy to be able to say, let me give this to this person, how they can be able to receive it. So it could be from medication compliance to keeping appointments. Something as simple as that.
Oh, yeah. You got to work with people because you got some people that's on the straight and narrow, and you got some people that, maybe overdo it with their health. But no matter how you're doing it, as long as you're doing it, whether you're overdoing it or not. But you got some people that really don't listen to anything. The instructions on the bottle, the appointments, the things they have to do. And sometimes that even happens with people that's dealing with dialysis. They don't go to the treat, or they go sometime and then they wonder why they're swollen or why they they can't breathe, too much fluid overload, too much potassium in the diet or what have you. So, you need somebody to work with you. I know in the dialysis centers, they have a team, but it's nice to know there are other teams out there that can help or jump in or like, people like yourself, Shonda, Jesus, so people like yourself,
Yeah.
what I mean? So if I was one that walked into your office, now I used to be on dialysis for 12 years, but don't say I got my transplant yet, which is almost 5 years. I walked into the office and what would you do or what would you tell me? I walked in your office and I have polycystic kidney disease, chronic kidney disease. You know what I mean? I'm functional and I'm workable and stuff like that, but still, what would you do with me?
Well, basically, I would look at what your doctor. Yes, I do. Can you hear me? So here's what I would do. I get my orders from how your doctor wants to be able to work with you. So say, for instance, you might be over your water or your liquid fluid intake. I think dialysis patients should be on like a liter a day. Am I correct? A liter?
32 ounces.
And so you've got to count that in. And a lot of times people go over it. And it's like, I'm going to drink what I want, however, what I want. And here's the thing. A lot of times they'll go home and say, so what's a liter again? And then they don't realize if you're drinking tea, you're drinking juice, it's just not water. You're having soup. That's the fluid. So you have to be able to give that information. And you know what? I just had somebody the other day. She didn't realize that that fluid just meant everything. She just thought it was water. Oh, I can drink only a liter of water, but I can have no. That's not what's going on here. So you got to make them. You got to make them believers and buy in. That's the key. You take something as simple as diabetes, and which is a passion for me. Because let me share this with you, Lisa. My sister died from diabetes, and that's a sore thumb for me. I mean, I did everything that I could try to be able to help her, but my sister had a military mind. That's where she came from. She was the general. You couldn't tell her anything. And so to get information, you know what, from your little sister is hard. So now I've got to go and find ways to be able to coach and to give her the information. And the same with other people. You know, I get people say to me all the time, I really don't need you because I've had diabetes for 20 years, 15 years, but yet you're comfortable with having an A1C of 12 and 9, you know, instead of being at goal, which would be 7, below 7, you know. So you can't have all the dots because you don't have the information. And that's what they do. They say, I know everything, you know. So you got to work with people where they are. You
really do, because people used to slam the door and they used to say, who told you to write a book? Or who told you to start a company, Blessed Kidney Connections? Or who told you to even do a show or start a show? I've been alive longer than you, or I've been on dialysis longer than you, and you ain't no doctor. I was like, whoa. All I did is try to help, and I'm still helping. You can't always be bothered by words of what people say, because at some point you're going to help them, or they'll see that you're helping them one way or the other. You know, but you also go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, but before you say that, I just wanted to say that wellness coaches, you know, there are levels. Some people are in it just to be able to say they're in it, and then there are those that are dedicated to being able to help and change communities, and that's my thing. That's my goal, and that's my passion, to be able to help to change communities, and especially communities of color. I'm not saying just one community, but communities of color, we suffer the most. I'm going to say that, Lisa, and we don't look at the stats enough to be able to say, wow, I need to change some things here. And you know what? It's okay to fall short, but you can't stay there. You got to get back up, and you got to make changes. Your lifestyle changes has to start here, mindset, and then you can put it into action.
You have to make changes at some point in time. You know what I mean? You have to make changes at some point in time. I mean, I was a bad eater at one time. You know what I mean? I've been, you know, I had all kind of diets where I ate meat. I didn't eat meat, smaller portions. You know, I ran, I jumped, I flew, I leaped in the air kind of thing. You know, but you got awards for what you do. And you also have started a group. Tell us about your group you started.
You know, it was really nice.
You had some sort of let me see, am I reading this right? Yeah, your group that you had started where you killed diabetes off, or you had to wipe it out. That's it. Wipe out diabetes program. I love that. Wipe it out. How did you do that, or how did you start that? And what can they do out there? Talk to all of us.
So that's I do a program called the NDP program, NDPP program. So it's the National Diabetes Prevention Program, and I provide that at the center that I work with. But I took the term "wipe out diabetes" and actually I bought the domain because we need to consider wiping it out from the generations that's coming. You know, we need to be able to eradicate it in a big way. I was given the Borough President's Award. I was given the citation because of the work that I'm doing in the community. And also I got an award from another organization, which is called the Diabetes diabetes.org, World Organization. They sent, so my class got together and they sent me gave me a beautiful plaque, just some things that, listen, I don't need the accolades. What I need is people to be able to make changes. That's my goal. It's nice. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I really, let me go there, because it is nice to have, your time in the sun. And it felt good. Let me go there. But my key is to be able to help people. And, we have to look at so many things that happen in people's lives that they need management with their care, because it's just not their health. They could be going through grief, it could be housing, it could be family matters. So you have to be able to look at that and say, so this is why they're not compliant, and kind of steer them towards what they might need extra help in. I don't do housing, but I could recommend the housing. I can be able to say that, to the doctor, did she tell you that her aunt died or her sister died and how she's feeling? Could you send her to see somebody? So I get a little bit more information than the doctor sometimes. One of my doctors, she was actually my chief medical officer. She said, when people come to see me, they call it the love seat. And I said, some think it's the hot seat, but it is the love seat.
Right? It's not just the love, but it's the hot. Well, I feel the same way about you. Even the job I do at each campaign manager, an ESL problem, immigration problem, don't know how to budget, start an account, get rid of that bankruptcy. That can make you sick and stressed out and mentally bothered. So, you got to help them, balance these things out the best way you can, whatever your calling is to do it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, I know you deserve that award that they gave you. And I know that's a good idea when you did the Wipe Out Diabetes thing, because it's a lot of people out here. And it is a lot of people that are people of color as well. It's people of color as well. So, even in East New York, they have a obesity issue over there, a diabetes issue, and a high blood pressure issue over there. That's why they put our office over there, amongst other things. So, I mean, we having a exercise program over there and all kind of stuff to try to help out and be a part and marry up with some of the business out there, because sometimes, you get these things that happen, and then the stores and the supermarkets, they just buy anything sometimes. But if you could get, fresher stuff and better stuff, but you grow up eating this other stuff, it just becomes an issue and a problem. But I dig what you are doing. What is your website? What is your email, or how can they contact you, or whatever you got? Show it.
So one of the things I wanted to tell you, that the program that I do at the center, the health center, is a 16-week program. And it's for the prevention of diabetes, and also those who might have diabetes, to get the understanding. I also take people to the supermarket. Before COVID, we would go to the supermarket and we would learn how to purchase food, read labels, things of that nature. So I became a little bit more hands-on with the program, although it's a Stanford program that I use, that model, but I added more to it that I thought that was needed, and it was successful. It's successful, I'm going to say that. And how I measure that is by the people who have gone through the program and still come for maintenance, some of them. And people say, well, my A1C was 11.9, or I was 12%. Now I'm 6.4, I'm 7%. I'm holding at 8%. So we've made changes, and I'm glad that our center has given the opportunity to open up the doors, not just to the patients, but to the public as well. And we have an exercise component to this as well. So we get the lesson, and then we exercise. We do field trips. I've done different things with them before COVID, and we just make changes. So how do you get in touch with me? There's two ways. If you want to come to the Center for the workshops, it's the Bedford-Stuyvesant Family Health Center, and that's located in Brooklyn. And I'm also doing some private coaching. And my page on Facebook is Wipeout Diabetes. So you can DM me there. I am also on Instagram. You can find me. But basically, Wipeout Diabetes on Facebook is a great way to get in touch with me. And I have a Google number, 917-929-9366. People can leave me a voicemail there. I do family plans of coaching, individual plans of coaching as it's needed. So diabetes is an important measure that we need to look at, along with other things. But yeah, obesity and diabetes are a big thing in our community.
Yeah. You know, the summer is coming, and that's always the easiest way in time for me to even shed a pound or lose a pound. I've been 214 myself, married my husband that size. I was heavy for 8 years. I wasn't always heavy, but I never let it come back on me. But, you know, sometimes I do eat my feelings, but, you know, I try to definitely keep it off. I try to be mobile. Even with issues with walking and stuff, I still make myself walk and do the things I got to do. You know, you got to start from where you at. You can't just do something because somebody else was doing it or started there. You know what I mean? But I'm telling you.
You know what? There are people that come that can't get up and do the vigorous workout. You know, we're dancing. That's what we're doing. And you're going to sit in a chair and you can do some movement as well. We do chair exercises. And here's the thing. I even sometimes prepare a meal and teach people how to, let's make a salad. A salad, people say, oh, salad, I can't eat. A salad is rabbit food. But when I make a salad, it is banging. It has flavor. It has color. And people say, well, thank you. I can go home and I can do this. Changing the mindset of how we're eating. And you know what? We have to get out of that mindset. Oh, there's a special food for diabetes. There's no special food. It's how much you eat and how you prepare food. You think about a sweet potato versus candied yams. Which you going to choose, Lisa? What you going to choose? Candied yams or the
healthy thing?
Yeah, the candy yams is the healthy
one. The
other
thing, I can't hear what you're saying.
The yam.
No, I can't. Yam. I only heard candy yams. I didn't hear the other thing.
Oh, okay. So okay. I was saying
I want the healthy thing.
Yeah, you want the healthier choice.
You're going in and out, but yeah.
Can you hear me now?
So I would want the healthier choice. I'm not saying I've been bad, but I know how to do the healthy thing, and the healthy thing really does make you feel better.
So a coach is going to help you do the healthy thing and help you to understand how you can do this healthy thing.
More water. Right. You know, you got to make it a balance, a way of eating. You can't even, I would have had you do a demonstration if I knew all of that.
Oh, yeah. I listen, I put something up the other day, and if you go to Wipeout Diabetes, you'll see.
I'm on now. Encouraging to somebody and to give a shout out to someone. But if there's anything you think that we didn't mention or talk about, or something that you really thought that it had to be said, I would like you to say it.
Well, I want people to look at chronic care conditions as a way of saying, I'm not stuck. There's help out there. Get some help. Work on the outcomes, improving your health. You know, just don't say, oh, my God, I got diabetes and sit back. Doctor doesn't go home with you. Oh, I have asthma and you were given 2 pumps and you're not using it. You know, doctor doesn't go home with you. Use what you have in front of you. Change your health outcomes. Change your outcome. You change your mind, you change your life.
You ain't never lied. Come on here. You better preach that thing all the way in there. That's right. You do. You know what I mean? I mean, you couldn't tell me nothing about all the things I had liked to eat, but it made me relax. It made me comfortable. It only did that. It only because I didn't drink or smoke or anything like that. That was the thing that comforted me. That food was comforting to me, especially goodies and sweets and homemade stuff.
Yeah.
Come on.
You
Yeah.
got to become a member of your own
But
team.
I thank God that I'm in every day. That's right. Come on, be that cheerleader.
You
You know
got
it ain't Christmas, it ain't your birthday. Put that down, But but you can make other things taste really good and look good and be happy with it. But they swear you just cannot be happy with no good nutrition or no good nice meal that was healthy. Sometimes I would make a meal and I wouldn't even say if it was healthy or not. I just gave it out and then they ate it and they go, I said, oh, it had that, and then they said it had that. That too, I don't eat that. I don't like that. I said, but you ate it, and it was good, wasn't it? Let it go, leave it alone, and enjoy it. Try it again yourself. you know. But I mean, what would you say anybody that would like to have that position that you have and do what you do for a living or whichever you do it for? What would you say to that person? They're starting out. Maybe they're frustrated. Maybe they're treating the people wrong because they don't know how to treat them. They want to help them, but they're frustrated. Eat this thing, I said. But, tell them what to do. Speak to that disgruntled person.
Well, I'm going to say you need to also be in practice of what you need to do for yourself. You got to be in control. You cannot be all over the place. So you have to center yourself to be able to give to somebody. Serving the public is the hardest thing. I don't care if you're serving dishes on the table. It's hard. It's hard work, Lisa. And so I say, you know what? Make sure that you're balanced. Have the knowledge that you need. Understand the community that you're serving and you're working with. And everybody's an individual. Don't put everybody in the same bag. Because Miss Jones, you know what? She might want to be able to change her life, with exercising and losing some weight. But she needs some motivation. And you have to treat her with the motivation that she needs. So you might have to pull out your toolbox. You might need to ask her, so who's in your circle that could get out there and work with you? Because I can't go work with her. So you know what? Pull out the toolbox and she'll say, my cousin Cheryl Anthony, my cousin Cheryl Anthony is a supporter. Can she walk with you? Yes, she can. How many days a week do you think you can walk? Oh, I think let's talk about how much time you need. 150 minutes for the week. So we do it 5 days a week, 30 minutes. Can you get her to commit for 3 and the other 2 you do on your own? You got to be able to, you have to pull out your toolbox and see who she is.
Mm-hmm. You're partnering up with the person. Yeah. They need that. They need a cheerleader or somebody in their corner to listen and to push and to be creative with them or how they could get this done. Or they just get frustrated and don't want to do it at all or never mind or nobody care. I don't care either. But I love that you willing to go that mile and partner them up with somebody and ask them. Because there's always somebody that they respect, love, or listen to in their corner that'll get me done. I say, oh, don't call my sisters, please. I do everything that people tell me to do. But if you really wanted me to do it, you call my sisters. I'm the youngest in the family. Oh, my God. I don't you call my sisters. They can make me do anything. All they got to do is say, Lisa, and I go, ooh, I cow down like a chicken. Ooh, so, everybody got one of those people, and they got their good cheerleaders, too. Is there anybody out there that Lisa, you care about that you want?
I'm sorry. Please, go ahead.
No, the person that you want to give the shout out to. I'm trying to be cognizant of the time. I see it over here. Okay.
Got it.
Yeah. Giving you your time and giving people out there their time, and stuff like that. And who do you would like to give a shout out to? Somebody you respect, somebody you love, somebody who's in your corner, somebody pushed you to do this job, somebody that got your back, whether you're doing it great or terrible or whatever it is. Who has your back out there, or who you just want to give this shout out to? Give it to anybody out there you decide.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm gonna give a shout out to my coach Joan. She's my coach. She so every coach needs a coach, and she's not my health coach, but she's my coach in my for my head to keep me balanced with work, with family, with my goals, because I do things outside. I write poetry. I'm working on my ebook right now, Wipeout. And so, so she's my mentor, my coach with that. So I'm going to say my shout out goes to Coach Joan. I hope you have her on the show. She's a wealth of knowledge, and she's so personable, and she's so encouraging. So I'm going to say that's my shout out. I want to give my shout out to her. who's
Joan,
changed.
who you introduced me to?
Yes.
You know Joan gonna be on the show in August. Cut it out. That was the one who's supposed to have been on for Mother's Day, and the internet act crazy. I was worried about it acting up tonight, but thank God I did a lot of praying. The Holy Ghost was on my side. But yeah, well, you know, I'm just glad to have had you. I'm glad you was able to throw some nuggets out there to everybody, and to even throw something to me. I caught something too, you know. So I'm gonna end the show. I'm gonna go have dinner. I'm gonna look at the show after the show, because I always look at it and I put things in it, information, and I answer questions then. You know, and I didn't, you know, but you can do the same, and I definitely will send the show to you as well. But thank you so much for what you do, how you doing it, and why you doing it. I'm glad Cheryl Anthony introduced me to you. We were supposed to go around helping churches to get healthier, because sometimes even in the faith-based places, people aren't always healthy either. Sometimes they eat, sometimes they, you know, a little heavier, and sometimes they can be skinny and they have some things going on in the body. So we're trying to, and I'm doing that even with my job, and I've done that with the other jobs I had, where I would visit a church or talk to churches in different types of faith to talk to them about their health and on doing better. So we were all on the same side and the same team, because it takes teamwork to make the dream work. It's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. And I thank you for being nice enough to come on the show tonight. And I bid you a good evening, a good night, and that's it.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. Wipe Out Diabetes, Facebook. Please find me.
I love you. Good night.
Good night.
Great job. Woohoo! Come on, champion. I ain't mad at you. Well, guys, you have heard it all, haven't you? Well, I got your resources for tonight, and I have to show you some other little do-that dudes. All right. My resource for you for tonight is Psychodosis. They have a Psychodosis organization and foundation, and their number is 888-934-5227. I'm also going to put that scripture in the what you call it too, and you'll get it all, even this number, if you didn't get it now. Okay, so that's for Psychodosis. You might have trouble with your lungs or trouble with breathing and stuff like that. I try to give you something different all the time, mostly health stuff, but I will give you employment stuff and things of that nature as well. I just love water bottles all through the summer. I think I got this last summer, and it said great moves, meaning that keep moving, you know what I mean? Keep the circulation and stuff going. But I work up for Rise Up East New York, Dreyfus Foundation Research Center. This is our mask, and I wanted to show that to you guys. And look, isn't that cute? And a little water bottle. I like the kind that closes up, so you don't have to get anything on it if the spout is out and stuff like that. I don't know what I did with the pen. And see, it's on the back. It says live better and live longer, because that's our motto and one of the things that we are trying to do. And my windbreaker also have my name on it. Ha 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 ha. But Rise Up East New York, and it says Lisa on one side there. So I wanted you to see our little bit of things and our little bit of stuff. I love you guys to the moon and back. You've been great supporters. I appreciate you extremely on this show and all the other shows on urban health, and just for your love, period, and your strength and support. Have a great evening. Stay well, be blessed. Viva Victory. See you next week, and have another great show and guests for you. Good night. Blessings. Shando. Bye-bye.
Y'all ready for this? Yeah.
This is the Lisa Baxter Show, giving you the 411 and the kidney one. My girl, and say, this is.
Know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike. Now I gotta roll with ice. Cold, these brothers my guys. Know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike. Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. Ride or die, 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 ride or die. Cody's brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep well on my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta ride or die.